Hey YouTube family, hope you guys are having a great day. Today I'm coming to you with a brand new video. This is a video that has been asked for a very long time. People have asked me about this on Instagram, on YouTube, pretty much everywhere that you guys have seen my desk. You guys have asked me this one question, and that is, what is the Jar of Awesomeness? Okay, so the Jar of Awesomeness here is a tool that I use. It's actually something I learned from this amazing book right here, Tools for Titans by Tim Ferriss. Now, this is a book that I bought when it first came out, and since then I've probably bought it maybe half a dozen times for my friends, family, and even some of my clients. And so this is a book that I've gone through it. I haven't read it cover to cover because it's not designed that way, but I've gone through and I've learned so much from it. Well, on page 570, if you guys have the book, he talks about this thing called the Jar of Awesomeness. Now, what this is here is this is a collection of all of the awesome things that have happened to you. You know, could be during your whole life, could be over the last 6 months, a year. For example, with me, this Jar of Awesomeness is the collection of so many different things that have happened to me, so many amazing, awesome things that have happened to me over the course of the last, I don't know, year plus, maybe even a year and a half, whenever it was I got this book. Now, let me just pull out a couple examples here just so you can hear what are some of these awesome things. This was actually a recent one. These past few weeks, I've been feeling great and putting out a lot of content that my followers have loved. You know, so it's literally just all written out on a sticky note and then folded up and placed right into the jar here. Now you can see here. Let me give you guys a big look. There are quite a few sticky notes in here. I wish I would have added more over time. Sometimes I don't. I just forget. But the interesting thing is this jar here, it sits on my desk all day, every day. Whenever I'm having a bad day, whenever I'm like, oh God, everything's going wrong. Like what? Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, oh my God, that was a project I was counting on. Oh no, like I'm not gonna get that done in time. You know, I feel like I might be a failure, or maybe I might have the feeling of imposter syndrome and everything. And then all I have to do is just go and look at my desk and be like, okay, wait a minute. Like things might not be going great right now, but you know, I've got this Jar of Awesomeness here where so many things have happened great in the past. And it's just a reminder. It's not something that's just you know, oh, I'm going to open up this can and I'm going to pull out something awesome. It's a reminder that I keep on my desk all day, every day, that helps remind me that, you know, things are going to go wrong. Bad things are going to happen. But that there's also a lot of awesome things that have happened and have yet to happen, you know, to me, to my family, to my friends, to the community and everything like that. So that's the story behind, you know, the Jar of Awesomeness. It's something that people have always asked me about. And so today I'm actually going to be creating this as a gift. So the Jar of Awesomeness doesn't have to be just something that you create yourself. It can also be a gift that you give to someone you love, or someone you look up to, or a coworker, could be family member, could be a client even. You never know. So I've got this mason jar, and we are actually going to be creating this Jar of Awesomeness for my fiance. She's having a really rough time right now because this is her final semester in college. And so she's really stressed out. She has a bit of anxiety. And so I thought that if I create this for her, if I create her a Jar of Awesomeness, if I create this Jar of Awesomeness, maybe that might, you know, give her a little bit of a bright side to her day, or it might make her feel a little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a Jar of Awesomeness. Now you guys can create this for yourself, or you can create it even as a gift for someone. So I've got my mason jar here. Now this one here, it's a little bit, I wish I had a different one. I might eventually upgrade her jar. But right now, the problem is you know, it's very small. I've got big hands. It's very small, so it's hard to get in there and pull out the Post-it notes. You know, this one right here is a larger mouth jar, mason jar, and so this will work lot better. Now, what we're going to do is, the number one thing that we have to do, sorry, my dog's barking. The number one thing that we're going to have to do with this is we're going to actually create a cover. So if you notice here, I have this old cover here that says Jar of Awesomeness. This is the same cover that's been on this jar since the beginning, since I first created it who knows how long ago. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create one of those for our jar. Now, this could be something where you literally just write out Jar of Awesomeness on a sticky note, or it could be something where you get a little fancy. If you guys notice on mine, I did try to get a little bit fancy, with it. And what I'm going to do is the one I create for my fiance, I am going to make that one a little bit more fancier than these ones here. I'm going to take my jar. I'm going to probably still put the sticky note on it and everything, create a custom sticky note for it. But at the same time, I'm going to go through and I might use some Pasca markers here just to like prettify, not even a word, but who cares, to make this look a little bit more of a fun little project. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's switch to camera view now. Okay, so let's get started. Now we have our jar here. This is just a regular mason jar. And what we're going to do is first we're going to create the actual cover. So over here we have the original Jar of Awesomeness. This is the one that I created for myself. And we're going to create a cover for it just using a sticky note. And then we're going to also add a little bit of detail to the actual mason jar itself. Some doodles there that make it a little bit more custom and a little bit more appealing. So let's get started. Now, this is, like I said before, this is for my fiance. And so I'm just going to go ahead and start working on this, and then I'll talk a little bit about what I did and what I used. Okay, so one thing I'll note here is I actually messed up, and I messed up on the original as well, where I didn't have enough room to write awesomeness. So I just wrote awesome, and then I turned it over and I wrote ness. You can kind of see the same exact thing on the original Jar of Awesomeness here. And the one thing also to keep in mind is it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. The important thing is that this is something that is for yourself or for someone you care about. And so what really comes down to is the thought. That's what that counts here. It's the thought that counts. So we have our jar here, and we're going to now take this off, and we're going to place it right over the little fruit emblem that's on here. And now we could stop right here and say we're done. But I like to go the extra mile. So what I'm going to do is I've got some Pasca markers. And by the way, I use this. I use the Faber-Castell Pit Artist Pen Bullet Nib. It has this like 1,5 is the identifier. I love these. I probably have like 20 of them. I bought a ton of them when they were on sale at Blick. And so I love these things. These are great for drawing because they don't really bleed through paper. Okay, so I've got this, but now I also have Pasca paint markers. And I don't know how well this is going to work, so I'm going to do a test on the bottom of this jar here. But I'm going to see if it's something that will actually stick on the bottom, or if it's something, or on the glass period, or if it's something that I won't be able to do. So let's go ahead and do a little test. All right, let me grab one of my sticky notes here. Okay, so I know that's working. All right, so I'm just going to do a heart. Paint that in. Okay, so now we're going to have the magic of cut to hopefully when it dries. Okay, so I just tested it out, and it actually works. It might be still a little bit wet, but when I smear it, nothing happens. So that's good. So that means that we can use these markers here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the front here. Let me remove my ring, otherwise it's going to keep clinking. Okay, so I have finished her Jar of Awesomeness. You can see here going around the entire size are sunflowers, which are our favorite flower. And then I've also added in this little bit of text, which is something awesome happens every day. You guys can kind of see that. And so this is the Jar of Awesomeness, all decorated and ready to go. Okay, so we've gone through, we've created our like cover, we've decorated our jar and everything like that. The next step of this process is to now start to fill that jar. Now, if this is for you, you need to think about, what's happened to you in the last, let's say 3 to 6 months. And write out the awesome, amazing things that have happened. If you know dates, try and add the dates so you can recall it later, but add that to it. And the trick is, like, for one, I love using a variety of sticky notes. So I actually have my 3 favorite sticky note colors here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through, I'm going to do one on the green, one on the magenta, which has some stuff written on it, one on the cyan here, and then just like switch it up. So that way, it's a nice, bright, multiple colors within that jar. I think it's one of the reasons why everyone keeps asking, what the Jar of Awesomeness is because it has those colors in it. They're a little bit faded now. But that's what we're going to get started on now. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so now that we have our Jar of Awesomeness all beautiful and prettified, yes, I'm calling it prettified, now it's time to start writing out, what is going to be inside of the Jar of Awesomeness. Now, originally, I was going to share this. I was going to write all these out for you guys to see. But unfortunately, I feel like it's better if I don't because this is going to be a little bit more personal. So just know that what I'm going to do is I'm going to have each one of these colors. I'm going to write it out, and I might even date it. And then I'm going to fold it up and stick it inside of the Jar of Awesomeness here. All right, let me do that, and then I will share the full Jar of Awesomeness when it's done. I've gone through, and as you guys can see, I've put in quite a few sticky notes already, but I'm not going to fill it up because part of this whole thing is not just the things that, we might feel, especially if this is for a gift for someone. It's not just about how we feel. It's also about what they feel. And so the thing to remember is that they're also going to be adding to us. And if you're making this for yourself, you are also going to be adding to it. So like you can fill it up with a few sticky notes, but in reality, you shouldn't fill it up all the way because there's going to be so many amazing times that you're going to want to record. One thing that you can do is if you're making this Jar of Awesomeness for yourself is you can actually go every single day, set like a reminder on your phone or calendar reminder, an alarm clock, whatever it is, and just reflect and find, one thing that was really awesome about your day. Because literally, like it says back here, something awesome happens every day. You just have to stop and think about it. Eventually, you'll fill this whole thing up, if you keep doing it. I really haven't filled it up just because, I haven't been adding to it every day. But if you fill this up, if you add to it every single day, eventually this thing will be bursting with sticky notes, and you're going to want to always keep it in front of you. If you can't add any more to it, that's okay. Because what it does is it stands as a reminder that every day there's something awesome. Something awesome will happen even when you're having a bad day, even when things seem like they're not going to work out. So always keep that in mind. Okay, so we have finished the jar. We finished decorating it. We finished putting some items inside of the jar. Now, if this is for yourself, what you need to do is you need to take that jar and you need to put it somewhere that's always in sight. It could be at your day job. It could be in your home office, your home studio. It could be on your dresser. Put it somewhere where you're going to be able to find it. You're going to be able to see it, and you're going to be able to remember, hey, even if I'm having a bad day, this is something it's gonna pass. It's not gonna be forever. I'm going to have something awesome happen in the near future. And that is the whole point of the Jar of Awesomeness. Now, thank you. I've blown this whole thing out. literally, hopefully you guys have followed along this whole way, but the important thing is that you guys use this tool. It's something I've used now for a while. Like I said, I feel like it's been like a year, maybe even a year and a half since I started using this Jar of Awesomeness. And I feel like it's going to be something that will help you guys out, especially if you have anxiety, especially if you have that feeling of imposter syndrome or whatever it is, whatever it might like be bringing you down. Having this is going to brighten your day. It's going to help you push on, move forward, and keep on going. That's it for this video. Definitely go and check down in the show notes. There'll be a link to the Tim Ferriss book, Tools for Titans. If you haven't checked it out, go pick it up. If not, if you know someone who might want it, go pick this up. It's a great gift. Like I said, I've given it away as a gift numerous times. Also, check down the show notes. I'm having a Black Friday special on my drawing course. There'll be more information down below, but definitely check that out. I'll be having a special on Black Friday and on Cyber Monday. If you guys would like to support me, or if you guys would like to learn how to draw, definitely go check out that course. Like I said, it's on sale. I think it's going to be over 50% off on Black Friday, and then it'll probably be at maybe a little less than 50% off on Cyber Monday. So definitely go check that out. Like I said, there'll be more information down in the show notes below, because I haven't even written, what the deal is going to be. So, but anyway, also definitely check out below. There'll be links to other amazing things if you guys would like to, get brushes from Retro Supply. If you guys want to learn something new, you guys can definitely go check out the link below to get 2 free months off Skillshare. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy all the stuff. And always, always remember to stay passionate, stay positive, and stay creative, everybody. Hope you have a great holiday season. That's it for me. All right, that's it. I'm done. All right, bye.